let's jump right into this. Welcome, everyone. Today, we're taking a look at something that seems, well, incredibly simple on the surface, but it actually hides a massive developmental secret. I'm talking about the world's smallest theater. So grab a front row seat, bring your energy, and get ready. Because today we're exploring finger puppets. Or, as I like to call it, pocket theater.
Think about this for a second. What if your fingers were pirates, princesses, or jungle animals? I mean, it just instantly sparks the imagination, doesn't it? Our very own hands can become the ultimate, boundless stage for young children. There are no expensive tickets required, no massive wooden sets to build, just pure, unadulterated creativity sitting right at the tips of your fingers. So, shh, I need absolute silence in the room, everyone. The house lights are going down, the audience is hushed, and the show is about to begin right on your hands.
Section 1. Curtain Up. The smallest theater in the world. Section 2. Creating the characters step by step.
Now, as your totally unofficial stage director, I can tell you that getting your actors ready takes 3 really straightforward steps. Step 1 is the suit. You're just going to cut 2 rectangular pieces of felt that are big enough to cover a finger, and you round off the top so it looks kind of like a little dome. Easy, right? Step 2 is sewing or joining. And hey, if you aren't a master tailor, do not worry. Strong fabric glue works absolutely perfectly here. The most critical thing, and seriously don't forget this, is to leave the bottom open to create a little tunnel for the finger. Because otherwise, your actor has no way to actually take the stage. And finally, we have step 3, personality traits, which is honestly where the real fun begins. It's amazing to see how these simple craft materials transform into a true personality. You start by adding some wool for, say, wild, chaotic hair, maybe some little bead eyes so they can look right back at you, or even tiny scrap fabric capes for your miniature superheroes. But the real magic? That happens when kids assign hilarious, completely unique names and absolutely ridiculous, funny voices to their new felt friends. That is the exact moment a plain piece of cloth becomes a living, breathing character in their minds.
Moving into Section 3, Finger Magic, the hidden superpower. So we've had our fun crafting, but here's where things take a super fascinating turn into developmental science. It's almost like a developmental Trojan horse. We're talking about segmentary independence, which basically just means moving each finger completely separately. And the crucial point here is this. When a child is putting on a show, they might have a pirate on their index finger and, a squawking parrot on their pinky, right? Well, to make them talk to each other, the child is essentially forced to move those specific fingers individually. They are isolating tiny muscles and neurological pathways. So this isn't just playtime anymore. This is a highly targeted, complex workout for both the brain and the hands. And that brings us to the ultimate payoff. This practice is absolutely fundamental for future writing. Just think about that connection for a second. The ability to hold a pencil properly, to form letters with precision and stamina without your hand totally cramping up, well, all of that relies heavily on segmentary independence. By isolating those tiny finger movements right now with a fun little felt puppet, you are directly preparing a child's brain and hands for literally one of the most massive academic milestones they will ever face, learning to write. It's a real game changer. All right, Section 4, Stage Safety, Crucial Rules. But before we send our tiny actors out for opening night, as the adult stage directors in the room, we do need to cover some basic backstage safety. Warning, hot silicone glue burns deeply, so this is for adults only. If you decide to bypass sewing and use hot silicone glue to join those little felt suits together, an adult absolutely must be the one handling the glue gun. It burns severely and, well, we want this to remain a joyful, completely pain-free creative process for the kids. Now, if you do want the kids to handle the gluing themselves, strong, cold fabric glue is the absolute perfect alternative.
Which brings us to a provocative question that I want to leave echoing in your mind. What story will your fingers write today? I just love this because it operates on 2 brilliant levels. In the immediate, playful present, what silly theatrical story are you and the kids going to invent right now on the living room floor? But then in the long term, what incredible, literal stories will those fingers be physically capable of writing down the road? And all because they built up their neurological strength playing in the world's smallest theater. It's just a beautiful, powerful connection. Thank you so much for joining me as we broke all this down today. Now go grab some felt, find your funniest voice, and get those fingers moving.